And then Tab Police look away very shortly because it's all mad right now. But what was we doing? The first thing, let's start with the bearer of bad news. Not that you don't already know, people. Again, Arsenal suffer Elneny injury blow potentially impacting transfer plans. Arsenal have suffered a major blow after it emerged that midfielder Mohamed Elneny sustained a significant injury in the win over Fulham. As you know, he's understood to have picked up the problem during the 2-1 victory, but completed the injury. It wasn't until later that the problem became apparent. Although Arsenal and Elneny are believed to be awaiting the full extent. Initial indications suggest he's expected to be sidelined for a substantial period. Now, some people are saying weeks, some people are saying months. The latest reports are saying weeks. So I don't know, people. Whether it's weeks or months, just get it right, in it. Lose the battle to win the war. If he has to be out for 4 weeks, and then we can draw a line over this, cool. I don't want to hear man back after 2.5 weeks. No, boss, I'm fit. I don't critique the players at all, but we need to be sensible. And injuries are a techie one because obviously Arsenal's physios get a lot of heat and a lot of things, and people say a lot of things, and there's obviously evident question marks with our medical department. But when you looked at Kieran Tierney, Partey, couple of players, they played with injuries. They've not. It's not that they're not being honest because they want to go out and play, but they've not been honest, and then there's more issues now. Elneny, Elneny might not be the answer. He, in an ideal world, he probably shouldn't be here. As much as I like him, we should have 2 6s that are 30 and 8. You should have been moved on, never given the first deal you was given. Shouldn't have been really given this renewal. The bar was on the floor. As much as I like what Elneny did in the game, but he's for the cause. He puts in a shift. He does all these things. So it's sad, really. But that's why I think he's played with the injury, really, and you can't. Players are always going to play. That's why it annoys me when, not just at Arsenal, when people say players don't care. You can criticize their ability and their application on the pitch, but they do care. But he's irrelevant now in that he's gonna, be in the sidelines, people. So we'll have to see. Partey is also absent, albeit with what is said to be a relatively minor muscular issue. Arsenal now find themselves light in midfield, people. Obviously, the loss of Elneny could have implications for Arsenal's transfer plans in what remains of the window. The club had previously been focused on signing a new wide forward, with Pedro Neto the top target, but highly unlikely to be sold by Wolverhampton Wanderers. Shakhtar Donetsk's Mykhaylo Mudryk also among their candidates, which we have heard before. As you know, Elneny's setback may see Arsenal pivot to pursue a recruit in his area of the pitch. It is thought financial considerations would make it difficult to buy both a winger and a midfielder in the coming days. I do think he needs who can play as the deepest midfielder, and I would say if he got with it psychologically, he would do a lot better within that role, people. But we're gonna have to see what's going on because Thursday's deadline is fast approaching. You've got 48 hours. First 48. Anyways, away from that, apparently Pepe agreed a 25% pay cut to leave Arsenal on loan, people. Crazy. And that's 2.5 million quid. Better man than me. I want to play football, but I'm not giving that up, bro. I know you like bling. That watch ain't cheap. But hey, I know if happiness is everything in life, but I ain't giving up them bands. Still, the Liga club are paying half of his salary, which is understood to be around 10 million a year. Arsenal are then contributing 25%, and Pepe has agreed to forego the rest. Such was his eagerness to return to playing in France. Big up Pepe. He just wants to bust out and play. I hear that. Sources have commented on how unusual this is at clubs that are not experiencing financial difficulties, such as Barcelona. The deal was a straight loan for Pepe, and Nice have no option to buy. Did they pay a loan fee? I can't lie. Everything I'm reading doesn't really say anything about any potential loan fee being paid, really. So we'll have to see what's going on. Arsenal had hoped to bring in, obviously, Pepe played in the 3-0 defeat to Marseille, where former Guna Guendouzi played, and Tavares just can't stop scoring. And as much as I like Tavares scoring, well, I need to see some highlights defensively because we know you can go forward. Arsenal had hoped to bring in Pedro Neto following Pepe's departure, but the move is now highly improbable, with Wolverhampton Wanderers reluctant to sell this summer, and the level of fee that might persuade them otherwise looking unrealistic for Mikel Arteta's side. That's obviously now with the need to buy I think you needed 2 midfielders anyways, but Tielemans and someone else probably still need some outgoings. And then I don't know if Mendes can do something for us, but probably improbable as to, expecting a significant buy. Obviously, this was last week on the 22nd, people. It just happens to be here. As we know, Pedro Neto is a top target. There was said to be in talks led by George Mendes on behalf of Arsenal and Wolves to try and see what could be done. But again, it's you put the money down. You don't put the money down, you don't get the player. It's as simple as that, really. You've got to put the bread down. Scrolling through again, tab police, allow me. What's this? Oh, that's Ramsdale getting at people. Apparently, Gary O'Driscoll tried to calm down fans' fears, allegedly on the socials.
Partey injured, or is he? No, they're both. We're just going to
be
precaution. Oh, okay, brilliant. Where's Partey? Is Partey injured, or is he? No, they're both. We're just going to be safe, Brilliant. But the great thing is we've got players you can fill in. Yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's amazing. You don't want me to sign it.
Don't say that. I'm only the doctor.
I winning the title. We're winning the title, yeah. Yes, we're winning the title.
Leave the guy alone, fam. Such a nice guy, man.
What's the case with Tommy?
Get his autograph, man. I don't like that. I'm only the doctor. What do you mean you're only the doctor, man? You're a flipping Arsenal doctor, mate.
Yeah, they're all 100%.
Big up you, man. Big up you. But yeah, Partey is expected to miss Aston Villa at home, Man United away, Zurich away, which to try and give you lots of consolation, he probably weren't going to play that. Was probably going to play Everton away at home, and you probably don't want to see Partey playing the Europa League until the latter stages, but I would have probably played him against PSV, so he's missing 5 game weeks in all comps. Obviously, one luxury I don't actually know when Europa League comes into it, but you could imagine we're probably playing Thursday, Sunday, or something of that nature, so it is what it is. We're just going to have to get on with it. We either sit here and sulk and feel sorry for ourselves, or we try and do something in the transfer market, or we get on with it. But all I know is I hope we have the season we need to have, because once again, if we haven't learned our lessons, then we're going to keep having the same realities again and again and again and again, folks. Once again, Elneny picked up an injury against Fulham. Understand it is a hamstring issue. Further assessment taking place to learn the full severity of it. And he's barely played, and then he's had to play significantly. It's looking mad, really and truly. Apparently, Zinchenko had a late fitness test on Saturday, so hopefully he's soon fresh home, and our next 6 games: Fulham, Villa, United, Zurich, Everton, and PSV. So they're coming thick and fast. Big up Odegaard, as you can see. But Odegaard was so sick against Fulham, man. So sick. The way he pressed. But even the build-up to his goal, man. Like the goal, it's like 8 passes from Ramsdale to Saliba. I think Ben White gives it back to Saliba. I think Saka's had a knock on it as well. There, Odegaard's in the pocket. You can see Odegaard saying to Saliba what to do with it. And then you can see the run Odegaard makes before eventually Saka kind of puts it in for him, and then obviously there's a deflection. But Odegaard's such a fucking intelligent player. Pardon me. 91 touches, 100% take on success, 100% pass cross accuracy, 11 final third entries, 1 possession 10 times, including one where he's tracked back from their box all the way, him and Tierney all the way in the first half. 8 draws, 5 take-ons, 3 tackles, 3 shots, 2 chances created, 2 shots on target, 1 goal. My capitano. Arsenal had hoped to bring in Neto following Pepe's departure, but the move is now looking highly improbable, with Wolves reluctant to sell this summer and the level of fee that might persuade them otherwise looking unrealistic for Arsenal. So there you have that, people. You have to nick that one there in the bud. Romano has said Arsenal will try to find the right opportunity with Edu and Mikel Arteta busy in the next hours/days. Arsenal have left it a little late, but we're focused on outgoings. It won't be easy, but let's see what happens in the next few days. Arsenal explored conditions to sign Mykhaylo Mudryk, the Ukrainian lad, a few days ago, however, only on the player's side. So that means we're just talking to advisors. Would you want to sign for Arsenal? What sort of contract and these sort of things? Everton had a 30 million verbal proposal for the player rejected by Shakhtar. Mudryk is one to watch until the end. So maybe we're going to try as much as we can for Pedro Neto and that. And this is somewhat a safety net, respectfully, to the young lad. I would keep my eye on some surprising names until the end, because Arsenal will work, as always, the names they really want and not the players they just want to sign as one more, nothing else. They want to sign the perfect player. Well, we ain't got perfect money. Pedro Neto is one of the players they love. Eddie really appreciates the player. Same for Arteta. They consider Neto as the perfect man for them, but Wolves want more than 50 million, so it's a complicated deal for them. Marco Asensio has been offered by his agents many important English clubs, including Arsenal and United, in the last 2 weeks. Asensio is looking for an opportunity and will try to find a nice opportunity because he wants to play. And yeah, that was the same thing. One of the names I wanted to mention is Mudryk from Shakhtar. Many clubs are keen on signing him from England, the Bundesliga from Italy too. Now could be an opportunity, so let's see what Arsenal decide to do. So yeah, let's see what Connor Harrison's also saying. As much as Arsenal like Mudryk, I'm told Arsenal don't value him at the 35 million euros he's being touted for. And I agree with that, man. I like Partey as a footballer away from all the other stuff, but it's time to move on, man. Can't keep relying on this, bro. Arsenal are still looking to bring Tielemans in according to the agent. They have to pull the trigger, are the words used. Again, Arsenal don't want to pay over 20 million. Leicester want more. Next 24 hours will be interesting. Let's see how much Arsenal want him. Boy, for all those asking, Arsenal are not done. They are working on 2 in and 2 out. Let's hope it goes to plan. So I have no reason to believe Arsenal are out of the Neto deal, especially with days left. So let's see what Donny is saying, fam. Let's see what Donny is saying. Don't know if there's any credibility in that, but let's just see what Donny is saying. 240 likes. Can we get to 300? Big up you lot, man. You lot really missed me, innit? Apparently, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, another day, another English club, in it, really. 1 minute is Southampton and Bournemouth, you know. And again, Bournemouth and Southampton now very much the 2 viable options for Ainsley. No move close at this stage. However, still work to be done if he is to leave Arsenal in this window. Understand there are also no other expected departures as things stand. And with Ainsley, would you really be in a rush to sanction him moving without confirming people coming in, whether you like him or not? He's also been linked with Newcastle this morning as well, folks. Allegedly, Arsenal will likely sign Mendes' client Neto or someone else. Mendes offered Fabio Vieira and it postponed the Tielemans deal. Yuri Tielemans is now dependent on Lokonga leaving. Bellerin will leave. Elneny was extended due to lack of Champions League, allegedly. Where is these? What's this? The Egyptian winner podcast. Yeah, I'm gonna go down a blind alley with that one, isn't it? So allegedly, Bellerin to Betis now seems a very difficult, according to his agents. Apparently, you know, he could be going to Barcelona, which we're giving more people for free. The initial prognosis of Partey's injury is fairly positive, and he could be back in a couple of weeks. He looks certain to miss at least the next couple of games, including this weekend's trip to Man United. It's irrelevant then, man. Bellerin is going to wait for the call from Barca until the last moment. Today must be the key day to know if the club reactivates the operation or discards it. It definitely. So yeah, it's crazy. Look, there you can see it there, people. Here in Newcastle have joined the race for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. More on Talk Shy later. So just get him gone, people. Apparently, translations, you know, big up Arsenal agenda. I have faith there will be a transfer for Arsenal. I smell Mendes, and it seems like he's working on Arsenal. But at this moment, he is busy with Ronaldo. In the last 48 hours, the club will be very active. It will be a Mendes player. Neto will not. Bellerin will definitely, we've seen that already, will definitely leave. There will be at least one transfer on Neto. Wolves are working the transfer at the moment. That will be a difference maker for Neto. From the people I have spoken with, I think there's confidence in this deal happening. Again, dreams are free. The hustle is sold separately. Some things have denied the Tielemans transfer, such as the Mendes deal. I would imagine there's a chance that Arsenal have spoken about worst-case scenarios with Yuri regarding January or the summer. Man United and Liverpool wanted Tielemans, but he hasn't moved yet. But the things that have changed for Arsenal at the moment is Mendes deal, which is basically that if you take Fabio Vieira, I'll give you a winger. Who said working with agents is bad? Arsenal will be active in the last week, and it's going to be very exciting. Ainsley won't be the difference in the Tielemans deal. It will need to be Sambi as well, but it's highly unlikely. Let's see what's going on there. And obviously, Asensio has just hired Mendes, so that could be something. Once again, Arsenal fans can expect their club to be busy in the next few days as we approach the end of the window, according to Fabrizio Romano. Yes, Arsenal will try to find the right opportunity with Edu and Mykhaylo busy in the next few hours and days. So we'll have to see how that one develops as well, people. I forgot to say, but don't forget, it's watch along business tomorrow, people. So yeah, you lot can set your reminders and smash the like button on that one from earlier as well. Shameless. Forgot to promote that. Shout out to 2 people. One, including myself, who smash that like button. Come on. But where were we? Yeah, we can expect us to be busy. There's no movement or bid for Yeremy Pino as of now. Villarreal are hoping to keep him. For Pedro now, it's up to Arsenal if they want to try, but it's not an easy one as Wolves want a bid of more than 50 million. Arsenal have left it a little late, but we're focused on outgoings such as Pepe. As I said earlier in the summer, though they had been looking for alternatives, it won't be easy, but let's see what happens in the next few days. Let's see. We've also been linked with Griezmann, people. Antoine Griezmann, which I don't buy at all. Obviously, the bulk of that has to be because it seems like Atletico Madrid want to do the Bandulu to Barcelona and not give them the money they own. That 31 years of age is a myth, man. There's a wealth of experience. It's a myth, and he'll arrive not even the fittest. He could be used in the squad, but he won't be the fittest. He's played, he's not played that much really. He's not a starting guy anymore, and now you can see as well on the topic of playing time, if Griezmann plays more than 30 games in at least half of Atletico's games this season, they'll have to pay 31.4 million. They're not on it, whether it's because of finances or whatever. I mean, he has scored this campaign, but he looks like he's declining, Griezmann. Arsenal and Everton target Shakhtar, the next winger, Mykhaylo Mudryk, which we've been hearing already. We don't value him at 35 million allegedly, so we have to see. We've just spoken with his middlemen. And Brentford were close to signing him, but it didn't happen. Real Madrid still have not received an offer from Marcus Asensio, so he can continue to be linked with, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, or Milan, but no offers have been put down. It mentions our case of wanting Pedro Neto as well. So we'll have to see. Google Translate, you're going to help me out here, man? The winter market. I'm trying to scroll the way down. Arsenal is one of the teams most interested in his signing. The English team, aware of the French player's difficult situation, is willing to sign him in December. Also driven by his great start in the Premier with 4 wins. I'm not too sure on any of that. But yeah, obviously, shout out Lucas Paqueta and West Ham. They've signed a good player. It seemed like he was just trying to go some indirect. So if you're an Arsenal fan, this could be some comfort for you, really. It's unfortunate that Paqueta is leaving, but he wanted to leave. We thought we'd have very big clubs come in. We didn't have them. We were forced to speak at the last minute with West Ham. So everybody's interested, but no one came forward. Tottenham were offered him, didn't do nothing. City, it was hinging on Bernardo Silva. Edu and Arteta have never hidden their admiration for. I told you, look, apart from Arsenal fans, including myself, wanting Paqueta, there was nothing there. It's like with Basuma, where right now, Lokonga's there, Elneny's there, who signed a new deal on Partey. You knew we weren't going to decision, which it should have been the right one to go and get, really, but it didn't happen. What I would say is, Xhaka and Partey, they're 29, turning 30. They're not done yet. But in terms of forward thinking, there must be a whiteboard like we saw in All or Nothing with, let's say, the 6th position and the centre mid in Xhaka's case, and it's got people in the squad below them, and has it got long-term targets? Because you've got to want to move on from that anyways at some point. So we must have been scouting some number 6s or something. Maybe not the biggest of profile in football, but everyone's got to start somewhere in it, really. As we know, Pepe gave some of his wages up to go for Denise. He's not fully fit, but it seems like Lucien Favre is disappointed with his performance, as he should be in everyone if they lost 3-0. He hasn't played for a long time in England. He has done the pre-season with Arsenal, but he hasn't played any matches. He's lacking a bit of rhythm, intensity in his placement, in his pressing as well, and in his ball recovery, because everyone has to do that. There aren't any exceptions. If 1 or 2 players don't do the work, the whole team is in trouble. Everyone has to do it at the same time. Everyone has to defend to recover the ball. We already discussed this internally. Tiredness was there. We had extra time. There are players who ran 17 km. I understand their fatigue, but we cannot put that as an explanation for our tiredness. We have to be ready, be professional. Ball recovery is essential in all professional sports. You're right, still. And this is all irrelevant, people, but, Douglas Luiz, who we were linked with, apparently Juventus want to move for him. I don't know what's happened with signing Paredes from PSG, another player we could do with. We should have signed him when he was at Zenit. I mean, Aouar could be going Benfica. I know I've given up on signing Aouar. I don't think Arsenal need him, but if it happened, I'd be happy. We've already got that. And obviously Fabio Ruiz, which was the one I really wanted, but again, dream chasing. He looked set to, for properly sign for PSG. So that's a myth. What's going on here with Arsenal news? Bro, boy, United have agreed £84 million deal for Elneny. Elneny did all he could to get that move. You've got it now, innit? Callum Hudson-Odoi has completed his move to Bayern Leverkusen. Chelsea have expressed an interest in Wilfried Zaha. Boy, Harry Winks to Sampdoria. I thought they tried to tell us he could play in the Spain squad. Regular guy in Atletico, crazy. Willian to sign for Fulham, London Sket. Ziyech is going Ajax. Milinkovic-Savic's agent has spoken out. If miracles do not happen in these last 3 days, he will stay at Lazio. Until then, time will tell. This summer, no club was ready to pay what Lazio president Lotito asked for, so I think the situation won't change. Everyone at Juventus loves him. We have talked about him often in the past, but the reality at the moment is that Sergi's project is too expensive for them. They were clear and correct. So again, he's been priced out of moves. Conor Gallagher's just, bro, you got savaged against Leeds, you got yourself sent off. He's having a tough time with his return over them sides, innit, people? This is just some crazy story about blackmailing and things. But yeah, man. Apparently, Arsenal explore late transfer deal for, oh, well, this is the same. It's going to link us with Mudryk again. So yeah, that ends that part of the thing, people, really and truly. So we'll have to see. And you can imagine we're going to, in the next couple of, well, we ain't got long, but in the next hours or so, until the end of the window, we're going to get aggressively linked with just about any midfielder out there, in my opinion, people. If I'm completely honest with you. Big up you lot for hitting the like button. Keep